Welcome. This episode of My VA Disability Claim. All right, today we're going to talk about some VA secrets, right? One of the secrets exposed. It's a common reason that the VA can easily deny most VA claims, right? We're going to talk about that reason today. My name is Carter Hughes. I am the helpful veteran, right? The hip hop veteran as well. Come on now. Helpful In the Carter Hughes Knowledge Institute, we provide simple, helpful information in regards to veterans benefits, disability specifically, but veterans benefits in general also. Clothing allowance, employment benefits, using your GI Bill for apprenticeship, all types of topics that we cover here on this channel. Today we're talking about the main reason most VA claims will get denied. Right, we're going to talk about that reason, let you know what it is so you'll be aware when it happens, and provide you with a solution strategy to overcome that reason. All right, so let's get right into it. As always, remember to like, subscribe, support the channel so we can continue giving you this simple, helpful information. All right, again, go through the channel, all kinds of stuff on there to help you out. So, for every VA disability claim, there's 3 things you got to prove. All right. Some people may say, hey, man, it's about 5 or 6. No, that's not true. It's just 3. 1, 2, 3. Right. And to show you, here you go. This is the VA language. You'll see this on most denial letters. But a lot of times people overlook it because they're looking at the deny. You were denied because of this, and this. We can't grant service connection. Pay attention to all the information, though. That's the game plan right there. A direct grant of service connection requires medical evidence of a current disability. Medical evidence of a current disability. So when you send them symptoms, that's cool, but that's not medical evidence. That's why they send you to an exam. Unless you send them medical evidence, current medical evidence, right? We're not gonna go too deep. Then number 2, but as you can see, 1, 2, 3, there's 3 things. Like we said, there's 3 things. Like we always say, there's 3 things. All right, number 2, evidence of the incurrence or aggravation of a disease or injury in active military service. We say diagnosis or event, right? Disease, injury, a little more diagnosis, event, same thing. Same thing we're talking about. That it was caused by your military service. What is the evidence of that? It could be records, right? Incident report, for me, is police report. You know what I mean? Like whatever report that documented this thing happened on this date. That's evidence to support your claim. Keep that in mind. All right. And then number 3, medical evidence of a nexus link, with the link in parentheses, between the current disability and the in-service disease or injury. They make it sound so complicated, right? But I try to think about it like this, like illustrating it graphically. Like, let's say you're in the service. But we put the picture up there. You're in the service with this condition, right? You walk around, I got the disability, cool. You separate, now the chain comes on there, right? Chain comes on there. You separate and you still got the disability, right? You're still walking with a disability. Maybe you're not going to the doctor. You don't have the same structure around you. Access to a doctor's not easy. Life is totally different once you separate, especially as a younger person. For me, I didn't know what the hell. I just jumped out. I thought I was going to be a rapper. You know what I mean? Like, yo, no, you're not good enough. So you got the chain, right? You got you in the service with the disability, cool. You got the chain, right? You got the chain. As you separate it, maybe you're going to the doctor, maybe you're not, but you still have the disability. And then you got the current diagnosis, the current disability when you file for that claim, right? You have to prove those 3 things. You got to prove that the in-service thing happened. You got to prove that you still were dealing with the disability during that chain portion. And now you got to prove within the past 12 months. Today, what is the diagnosis? Do you have a diagnosis, or are we going to send you to an exam to get that diagnosis? But it's those 3 things, though, proving that you've had this disability the entire time, right? That's the continuity of symptoms, the chronicity, right? The chronic, la da 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 da. You know what I mean? That's what they're talking about. But showing that it's a chronic condition, meaning one that you had from the time you had that in-service thing all the way up until now. All right? So in that situation, there's 3 things. Again, you got to prove. The number 1, the in-service. The number 2, that post-service link, chronicity. And then number 3, What's going on now? So when they deny you, it can only be for one of those three reasons. Most claims are denied because of one of those reasons. Which one do you think it is? Obvious, right? Number two, the link. That post-service stuff. When I got out, it was like 11 to 12 years after separation when I filed my claim eventually. I was a dummy. Yes, indeed. The reason one of my claims was denied, no link, no evidence of the post-separation stuff. And I didn't go to the doctor. I didn't really understand at that time. So if that's the situation, what can we do? All right, let's say you're in that situation and you did not go to the doctor and you've been separated and you understand, man, I got to prove these three things. I got the evidence for number one, the in-service stuff. I got that. The current stuff, yeah, I got that. I'm going to the doctor now, but I've been out 16 years and I didn't go to the doctor once. If you file that claim just like that, it'll likely be denied. So what do? That's the solution we're talking about. What do we do in that situation? Evidence. What constitutes evidence? Records or statements? For records, they have to be there, right? You can't go back in time and create records. So what can you do? Statements. Statements to prove that chain time, that post-separation time. A nexus statement is one of the more popular ones, right? From your doctor, get the nexus statement. In my medical opinion, I believe it is more likely than not. The burden of proof does not have to be 100% beyond reasonable doubt, no. The burden of proof for the Veterans Affairs is more likely than not, right? 51% essentially. It's more likely than not. That's all it is. So if you get that in a nexus statement from a doctor about that condition, you should be good to go in terms of getting that approved, right? Let's say you can't get a nexus statement. What else can you create? Lay statements. Do not overlook the power of the lay statement. We'll put it right here. It's in VA regulation. Medical evidence and lay evidence, right? Medical evidence and lay evidence. Not just medical evidence, also lay evidence. The reality of this thing is some of us don't go to the doctor. It is what it is, yo. Is it dumb? Yes. Cool, I'll take that. Is it stupid? Yes, I'll take that. He's trying to be tough. Yeah, okay, cool. That's the reality though, right? Some of us were trained that way. That was the culture. Going to the doctor, you doing? You weak ass motherfucker, what you doing? You know what I mean? It wasn't praise. Oh man, you finally got the help you needed. No. And it's tough to turn that switch off when you get out here, you know, amongst the regular people and all that. That's just not what I'm on. And it works against you as a veteran. It works against you. Yeah, of course. Right? It took me, 12 years to file a claim. It was embarrassing. Right? It was a reality. It was things I was actually dealing with, but it was embarrassing. That's just not, I went in the military 18 years old, so it's very impressionable on me and how I view life. Like, what I respect and what I don't. It's really based on a lot of that Marine Corps stuff that I learned. So it's like, yo, the doctor, these weak ass niggas, man, get the fuck out of it. Yeah, and it works against you, right? So in that situation where you cannot go back and create records, the solution, the lay statements, right? Nexus statement and lay statement. I'd say do at least 5 lay statements. That would be my suggestion because you can create them. It's not like some crazy thing. They're pretty straightforward to create. Make sure you have the appropriate information, right? Make sure you have the right information. Do not diagnose, but you can speak to the symptoms. I witnessed this person have these symptoms. I witnessed this person have these symptoms. People who are around you, family, friends, co-workers, whatever the case. Make sure you use that proper form. We got a lay statement generator, buddy state. We got all this stuff, right? We got these tools to help you. But these things are not complicated though. We've simplified them. You could do them yourself as well, right? But you want to make sure, use the videos to make sure you're putting the right information in there. That's what it's about, right? Giving yourself the best shot. You can't go back in time to create medical records, but you can create statements. Remember, with the VA, never take it personal. It's all about the evidence. You either have the evidence to prove those three things or you don't. And the most common one, right, for me was a major issue. For most people that I know, it's an issue. Having no evidence for that post-separation stuff. No medical records. And I can't go back in time. So what can I do? I can create statements. At least 5 late statements. That's what I would say. You know what I mean? At least 5 of them. Give yourself the best chance, right? Will always be my suggestion, right? So number one reason most claims are denied, and it makes total sense. It could either be the in-service stuff or the current disability stuff or that link post-separation stuff. The one that makes sense, the most common reason veterans are denied is because lack of evidence of the nexus. No evidence of nexus, parentheses link, all right? No evidence of continuity of symptoms. No evidence of chronicity. They'll say it in a lot of different ways to confuse you, but it's just element 2. That's what we call it. You know what I mean? Element 2, that's all it is. Hey, so you want to prove element 2, nexus statements, late statements. If you have the medical records, of course, send those up there also, right? Keeping it simple, keeping it helpful. As always, learn the information, talk to me. Use the information, talk to me. And if you deem it to be valuable, don't be selfish. Share the information. Come on now. Hey, have an incredible day, baby. Hey.